Welcome back to another episode of Last Week, This Week, with your boy, Clayton Hill. Man, it is time. Dude, it is time to travel. It's time to go to another land, a land of mystery, a land of fantasy, if you will, a place beyond reality where we all can meet and dream and be things bigger than what we are. That's right. It's time for fantasy football. It's fantasy football time, man. This is one of the best times of the year. College football is kicked off. The NFL is right around the corner. We love some football in America. And you know what? I got a little Busch Light action shirt on. Nothing beats a Busch Light and some football, except maybe for a better beer and some football. But I don't mind a Busch Light. I used to not mind a Busch Light, I'll say. But fantasy football is what brings us as it bridges the gap from spectator to participant. And now we, as just regular peon peasants, can participate in the sport of football, which we love so dearly. And I'm getting a little excited. So that's what we're going to focus on today. We're doing a specialty episode centered solely around fantasy football. Yeah. Let's go, man. I'm in 5 different leagues. It's way too many. Don't do that. 5 different leagues, and I am just consumed in fantasy football non-stop. I'm the commissioner of one league. We've activated it. We got dues in. We've talked about different rules for this year with the homies, how it's going to go down, what our draft date's going to be, what time. We're spread out across the country, so we're all over the place. It's been going on for like 15 years. I've been doing this one specific league. And then we got other leagues that have just trickled in. So if you've never played fantasy football, if you just want a little bit of help, we're going to cover it today, man. And it starts with the draft. And I say it starts with the draft because it doesn't end with the draft. It never ends with the draft. Trash talking. Just saw a note on there. Completely not where I was wanting to go, but just just throwing your buddies under the bus and making them feel like they're an idiot. That's what this is about. That's what fantasy football is about. Endless trash talk with your friends. It's like I don't know, like the people that play with the swords. It's like the LARPing. This is where you get to be weird and you get to find other weird people and be weird with them. Not that there's anything wrong with some live action role play. I always think of role models anytime I think of this. Just people out there swinging styrofoam swords around. Nothing wrong with that. Hey, find your community. A lot of people think this is weird. A lot of people think fantasy football is weird. Find your community, baby. I'm about to LARP my ass off for the next 6 months. Yeah. Okay, starts with the draft. Let's get back on topic. It starts with the fantasy football draft. You got to have a game plan, man. You got to know what position you're drafting, hopefully. If not, you got to have a game plan for each stage of the draft. And how do you do that? You have a fantasy football draft. You have a fake draft for your fake fantasy football league. it just gets deeper and deeper and deeper, man. How far from reality can we be removed? I'll go all the way. I think it's safe to say that I have probably had... I put the over-under at like 50 mock drafts. 50 fake drafts for a fake team. I might be selling myself short. I've probably done 30 in the past 2 or 3 days. Completely honest with you. My time's gone. I'm at work doing fantasy football. Don't tell anyone. I'm at work doing fantasy football drafts. Just mock drafts, just fake drafts. Well, what happens if I have the 12th pick in the draft? What does my team look like? What does my team look like if I have the 1st? What about like the 4th or the 8th or the 10th? I just go through every one of them. What would my team look like if I drafted at this point? You can't win your league. You'll hear it said, and I'll say it too. You can't win your league on the draft, but it's a great foundation. But you can lose the season on the draft if you don't have a game plan, if you don't know who to target, who to avoid, and you're just out there willy-nilly, just free-balling it like a maniac. Good luck, dude. Good luck. Now, I have seen some people go on auto draft and win the league. I don't like that, though. You can't be like, I drafted this team. There's no sense of ownership, and which is one of the best parts, right? I pick this guy on my team because I know he's going to ball out this year. Oh, you guys don't know about this dude or this situation, but I do. I'm going to find that little gem. That little gem's going to be in my pocket, going to be in my league, on my team. And then I'll be the one with the bragging rights at the end of the year. I'll show you all. This guy knows what he's talking about. Dude, I will argue with so many people at the bar over fantasy football. So many other fantasy LARPers. God, I have a strategy. What are we doing? What are we doing in our strategy? What's our strategy for a quarterback? Here's my strategy. Either go early or go late. Either get the Josh Allen, the Patrick Mahomes, the Lamar Jackson. Get those Jalen Hurts. If I'm getting those 4, then I'll go early. If I can get a little better value, I can't release this until after this weekend, which is when most of the drafts are, but I'm probably going to release it tonight. I like a Kyler Murray myself. He's going in like the 5th or 6th round. Mobile quarterbacks, extra points. You get a quarterback that'll run around and do a little scrambling, pick up some yards with the legs, extra points. Justin Fields won people championships. Not a great passer. Fair to say, terrible passer. Won people championships with his legs because you get more points on the ground than you do throwing through the air. Kyler Murray's one of my favorites. Jaden Daniels is another favorite. Rookie, Washington Commanders. He's going later. Maybe, I don't know. I think I've been drafting him in the 9th round. Maybe. Can't remember. I don't know. I just know how my flow is at this point. The guys that I want. If I want somebody, I'll go get them. I don't care about this ADP thing. There's an average draft position that your league will automatically set for you based on where people are taken in every other league. You might have a list of names in front of you, and the top guy might not be the guy that you want. Top guy might not be a guy that you want at all. You're trying to avoid him. Move down a little bit, man. Go get the guy that you want. There's a tip. Get who you want, man. Get your boys. Get the boys on the squad. I'll never do that again. I hated that. Quarterback, draft him early or take him late. Like, dude, Matt Stafford, Jared Goff are not getting drafted. Like, you can pick those with the last pick of your draft if you wanted. They're going to be awesome. Jared Goff has a ton of home games this year. He's in a dome. He loves a dome. Hates weather, hates outdoors, loves a dome. So many dome games this year. Take him late. Running back, true workhorse, baby. That's what you're looking for. You're looking for a guy who's not splitting any time. You don't want that. You want a guy who's getting the rock every time. A 3-down back. You're looking for no competition. Right now, like Christian McCaffrey he's the best. He catches passes, which is another thing. Running backs that catch passes have a leg up. So if you're the workhorse and you catch passes, points all day, baby. Find it. That's why Christian McCaffrey's the best. Bijan Robinson kind of has a little bit of competition in there. Watch out. Breece Hall, though, no. Jahmyr Gibbs, great pass catching back. He's going early, but he'll probably split time with David Montgomery. It took me a second to figure out his name. He also has a hammy. He's dealing with a hammy right now. Got a little hamstring issue. Those soft tissue issues linger. I don't know about that guy. Isaiah Pacheco, running back for Kansas City Chiefs. Love that dude right now. The problem is his buddy, Rashee Rice, is a real good value in this draft. And the way that you don't want a running back and a receiver on the same team. You don't want that because you can't be rooting for the team to run the ball and throw the ball all the time. Like the game script can go one way or another. If a team's behind, they're likely going to pass. If they're ahead, they're likely going to run. So like one person is doing good and one person's not doing good. You're kind of playing against yourself at that point. So you kind of don't want a running back and a receiver on the same team. Kyren Williams, I like him. His usage is incredible. I think he was like the number 2 running back last year outside of Christian McCaffrey. Now they got this Blake Corum kid. I don't know what's going on there. A lot of question marks. So you got to do your research. You got to know what's up. If you don't know what's up, listen to somebody that knows what's up. ESPN has a podcast. I think they also do a YouTube thing. It's the same thing. It's just a video podcast. ESPN does it. Yahoo does it. CBS does it. I like some independent guys. Fantasy Footballers is probably my favorite. I also like Fantasy Pros. Get into it, man. Do you want to win, dude? Look yourself in the look at yourself in the mirror. Do you want to freaking win, dude? Then get some help. Cuz you're not going to know. You don't have time. You don't have time to know everything. You can't read all the articles. You can't listen to all the beat reporters. You can't watch all the practices, all the film. It's not your job, but it's other people's job to do it. And then they tell you what to do, and then you just do what they say. You look at yourself. Do you want to win, dude? You got to ask yourself that question. What else, dude? Wide receivers. Just like the true workout horse, like 3-down back, wide receivers, you got to find an alpha, man. I like big dudes. I like an A.J. Brown, a DK Metcalf. I like guys that just like look like they're tight ends, just look like they're beefy boys. Just manhandling lesser men on the field, you know? Just get a freaking alpha on your squad, man. I just like bigger players tend not to get hurt as often. Like Jahmyr Gibbs is like a smaller running back. So is Kyren Williams. So you have to watch out for those injuries. Like I like Tank Dell for Houston, but he's a smaller dude. Like it's the National Football League, man. You're gonna get pummeled around. Bigger guys can take bigger hits. Science, we're just applying science and physics. We're learning things, real value here, real life value in this fantasy world that we've created. I like to shoot for the ceiling. Shoot for the moon on my wide receivers because they're streaky. Unless you have like a guy that's like all alone out there, like Terry McLaurin. Might be a legit pick this year, wide receiver for the Washington Commanders. There's nobody else to throw the ball to. Malik Neighbors for the Giants, nobody else to throw the ball to. Calvin Ridley for the Titans, nobody else to throw the ball to. Also, all three of those teams probably are going to be losing in most of their games, so they're going to want to throw the ball to catch up. Those are three great names for you right there. You want to, even Christian Watson for Green Bay. Great offense, a lot of players around, and yeah, he's injury prone, but when the dude goes off, the dude goes off. T. Higgins, when the dude goes off, the dude goes off. Jalen Waddle, when the dude goes off, the dude goes off. You know what I'm saying? Like, they can win you a week alone. Those boys can do it. That's what I like to do with my receivers. I like a workhorse running back that's going to get all the carries, all the work, and I like to get about two. If I get three of those dudes, because running backs just get injured. If I can get three of those guys somehow, James Conner is a great later round value for a running back. I also like Gus Edwards. Jerome Ford will start the year. Even Chuba Hubbard's going to start the year solo. Like, there's some later round guys that you can shoot for, but I like those dudes that just have it locked down in the backfield. And then with the receivers, you just shoot for the moon, man. Get the guys that are just going to be electric, going to win you a week. That's why I love Tyreek Hill. CeeDee Lamb's going to do that too. Let's go, baby. Tight ends. Let's talk about some tight ends. The quarterback and the tight end, both of those, you only start one of those positions. So I have the same strategy for them. You either get them early or get them late. But if you take one early, don't take the other early. You're just missing out on those workhorse running backs, those alpha receivers. It's tough to come up with that value. You're losing value at that point. Find one that's either, the first or the second read in the offense too. Like Travis Kelce, Mark Andrews, Dalton Kincaid, Jake Ferguson. Who else, man? Who else is like a number? Even Tyler Conklin this year. Tyler Conklin this year might be a good one because it's Garrett Wilson and who else? I mean, Mike Williams, maybe. But if you can find a guy who's like the second read, same thing like I said, Calvin Ridley for the Titans, Chig Okonkwo. Another dude. Might be worth it. Dude, some people right now that started listening to this that don't listen to fantasy football or don't pay attention to fantasy football have no idea what I'm saying. Just spitting out some names right here, but for the people that know what's up, dude, I'm giving you good info and trying to wrap all of fantasy football into one episode. People talk about this stuff every day. Things are going to change every day. Defense, special teams. How do you draft them? Last. Why? Because you're going to switch them out every week probably. You're just going to look at the matchup. You're going to find teams that aren't doing well offensively. And then who are they playing that week? Pick up that defense that week. Last year, the Arizona Cardinals were trash on offense. Washington Commanders were trash on offense. So I would just look and see what defense are they playing. Yeah, start that defense. Or if there's a guy that throws a ton of interceptions, if you got a quarterback that's just been throwing interceptions, pick up that defense, dude. Who they playing? Pick up that defense. Kickers, whatever, man. Keep an eye on them. Pick them up. Drop them. I don't care. It's a kicker. They're not going to go crazy most of the time. Now, dude, you got a strategy. Now you know who you're targeting in that draft. You know that you can reach a little bit. You know where your value's at. You're set. You're ready to go. You drafted your team. It ain't over, dude. No, every week you're going to spend hours staring at your phone, secluded from friends and family and loved ones. And you're going to be wondering who to add and who to drop on your team to make it better. Every week you have an opportunity to pick up new players and drop dudes that are duds on your squad. It's not, this is week to week. And when it comes to Thursday, I got Thursday. Sometimes there's Saturday games. There's Sunday games. There's Monday games. 4 out of the 7 days, I could possibly just be absolutely removed from society. Staring at my phone, dude. Just in that world of fantasy. Wondering how I can get a leg up on the dude that I'm playing and crush his heart. Yes. We love some fantasy football, man. The waiver wire, picking up and dropping players. This is where champions are made. Pay attention to the first week. Who's getting attention? Who's getting the most targets on the team? Who's getting the ball the most? Chances are that tendency is going to repeat itself week after week. Like, whatever happens the first week, trust that. It might shift a little bit here and there, but you're going to shift a little bit here and there, man. We're fluid. We're fluid like some water, man. Just going with the flow. Who's getting the most targets? What percentage of target share are they getting? How many attempts are they getting at carrying the ball? These are things that we want to pay attention to. Don't draft and chill, man. Another way you can get players, you can trade. You can spend a lot of time thinking about a trade that you would want to make with another team in your league, another person in your league. And you can mull over it for hours and hours. You can stay up so late where you can barely keep your eyes open. Because no one wants to lose in a trade, man. No one wants to give up a player and then get a player and the other guy that they gave the player to, do better than them. Nobody wants to lose. And so you got to spend hours and hours, and you just send out these just terrible trades, and you'll just keep going, and you'll hear crickets back, bro. Nobody wants to trade. I tried to trade so much last year. I will do so much less this year because no one wants to lose. No one wants to feel like they lost in a trade. A lot of time spending on some fake stuff, man. The reality of fantasy, dude, is that you will spend so much time, so much effort into something that doesn't even matter, and you can't get enough. It's like going out there and playing golf every week and sucking every week, but one time you hit the ball so perfectly and it's a great shot and it just seems like it's slow motion in the air. It's the whole thing's almost slow. You feel it before you even hit the ball. You got a good line. You're looking down. You got a great stance. You feel comfortable. Arms straight, club face, flush the whole way back, and you can feel it as you come down through that swing right on impact. Oh, baby! Boom! And then you just watch that ball slow motion in the air, and you're like, I'm the greatest fucking player, dude. I'm the greatest player that's ever lived. Look at this ball. Look at this ball just floating in the air. Oh my God, it's perfect. It's perfect. It's perfect. And then bounce right there on the green. Right there, just 3 feet away from the hole. You know you're going to have to bring out your divot tool. It's like a little tool that you kind of put the ground back up because whenever the ball lands, it just lands so perfectly right there on the green. You don't ever use your divot tool. But this shot, that shot right there, yeah, we're bringing out the divot tool, baby. I've already got it in my hand. I'm 150 yards out. That's what it's like. I feel like that's what it's like in fantasy football. Like when you grab a player and he just goes off and you know you made the right choice and your team goes off and you get that win. Yes, I'm the best. I know the most about football. No one else knows as much as me. Everyone else sucks. I'm the greatest. That's fantasy football, baby. That's what we're going for. We're going to lose sleep. We're not going to talk to our wives or our children or our friends. It's just going to be the people in our group chats all day, dude, all day. That's our circle right there. We're going to just start eating Cheetos. We're going to get bloodshot eyes. We're not working at work. I mean, expect a massive decline in productivity at work during the fantasy football season. For like the next 6 months, this is going down. You're going to buy a charging bank. You're going to have like a pocket phone charger ready to go so you can just plug in and plug out. Plug into fantasy, plugging out of reality, baby. Dude, I'll see you in February. Oh, what was I going for there? February. I think I wanted to say the R. February. We're just staring at our roster, tinkering hours before kickoff. Do I start this guy? Do I start this guy? What's the game script going to be? Are they going to be running? Are they going to be passing? Who's going to be up? Who's going to be down? This is just for season long. If you play daily fantasy football, DFS, game over, dude. I will go through all 5 of my actual league, like season-long leagues, and then I'll get on DFS, and I'll try to, where basically you have a budget, and each player is worth a certain amount of money. These are in quotes, a budget in quotes, certain amount of money in quotes. You give real money, you give more money to DraftKings or FanDuel, or I think Yahoo's got one out in there now. Sleeper's got one. You give more money away. You're going to be hurting financially. You're going to be sleep deprived. You're going to be hurting socially in the real world. Now, in fantasy world and in the group chat, you're thriving. This is what you can expect. This is what greatness is. You can't pay for things because you just keep gambling it away on DFS. I'm going to need to pick up some extra shifts. And we're excited, man. This is what it's about. This is fantasy football brings us into the game. I can't get enough. I'm the best. Nobody knows as much as me. Everyone else sucks. What an ego boost. And then again, like golf, 99.9% of what you try to do, of your strategy, of each game that you play is absolute trash. But it just takes that one, baby, and we hang in for that one win, that one good pickup, that one lineup decision, that one win away from playoffs. Only to lose right before the playoffs. You spend all this time and you're not even in the playoffs anymore. I usually get into the playoffs and I love to lose in the first round. I love to have a sliver of hope and then just my soul crushed almost immediately. And then you're so relieved to be done because of the work and the time and the effort and the turmoil, the roller coaster that is fantasy football, having a great draft only to have somebody get injured in week 1 and it just shatters your entire team. And then you just spend more time. Who do I pick up? Who do I drop? Can I trade with somebody? How can I win? This is what the peak athletic male body looks like. Fantasy football. It's of all shapes and sizes. It's of all walks of life, baby. We can all be on that field on Sunday. I invite you to join me. On last week, this week, with your boy Clayton Hill. Follow me on YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, Apple Podcasts, TikTok, wherever you watch, wherever you listen. You can find me, man. Good luck to all of those playing fantasy. Say goodbye to your wives, goodbye to your children, and we'll see you in 6 months. God bless y'all. Peace.